Hi beautiful twin flames, welcome to YILDIZ Readings 5D, a place in which I coach you to move into your ascension path and union. Now please subscribe because we do have the members hub and you do get the up-to-date notifications as to lives. I'm live every Friday at 10 a.m. GMT. And you can find the membership hub, which is a great place to have those private conversations, and I join you twice a month. Very separately on the channel, we connect in with the totems, with signs and synchronicities, and really helping you navigate through the process, which is where I've been. It has been a long path. Now, we do have the website if you're wanting to make a booking. We also have up and coming webinars, so stay tuned and I'll post them in the community tab. And the next one coming up is Aries and Chiron. So if you want to join us, jump on the link directly below. Without further ado, let's get into your element read for your twin flame path. And I guide you as well as come through and join us on Fridays. Welcome back, guys. We're here to do the water signs and we're going to quickly get into it because, oh my gosh, overload of information and energy. Now, intuitively, for those of you that don't know, I am a psychic medium and each time the energy comes through, it has its own story. And at the moment, the way the divine masculines, right, of the water signs, because this is how they're relating to you, so you will need to know the element of your twin flame. Otherwise, please do book a private reading or join us for the twin flame lives. Now, the way it's coming through is the underlying story is showing that of the reasons why they have been relating to divine, feminine in a particular way and where their minds are at the moment. I do feel this is coming towards them extremely quickly, and I feel there has been a shift in divine feminine, and you guys are really coming up in their auric system quite a bit. So what do I mean by that? Goddess of magic. I feel it's almost like the Wrath of the Titans, and you know, they're feeling your energy, and something in an urgent sense is really calling upon them to make a choice, to push them into alignment. And they do feel very push-pulled, and this is for those that are water signs. Now, I do feel, especially if they are in a karmic relationship, number one, I will say, they're really feeling the pinch energetically and psychologically. This astrology has been incredibly exhausting. And I'm seeing as though the pressure cooker is coming and they're being pushed to make a choice. Now, it's almost like they feel that they have had you on hold, but they also feel that suddenly your energy has shifted and you're putting it into your life in certain ways. Also, the demeanor and the intent that you're putting out into the collective consciousness is, look, I want movement, I want change, I'm outgrowing this way of being, but you're really coming through very strongly in their aura at the moment. So it's giving them a little bit of panic attacks because they feel they're doing a lot of shadow work, but they're also feeling that the current energy of where they're at, be it it's within a karmic relationship, there's yucky stuff going on there, and I'll explain why. Let's get into it. This could be where they're having to actually, and they are doing this, be it they're in a karmic connection or not, the reflection energy is there through the psychic download. And so they are directly looking at this person, and it could be persons, but they're also comparing to you. Now, what do I mean by that? They do feel a lot of regret, and it's coming through in all the cards. And it feels a little bit like the hero's journey. Now, this month we are having Aries and Chiron go retrograde. I'm kind of getting that they're looking at the reality that they don't resonate with this path that they're on with a separate energy. If they had separated from this person, they're really gaining the clarity as to why. There was lack of momentum. They do feel they were juggling. They were juggling because they needed to go through the hero's journey to understand. They're really saying through the cards, it's almost like, I wish I knew. I wish I knew everything you were. I wish I was in alignment to be able to choose such. But there currently is a situation that has caused stagnancy for your journey. But an element of that has been due to the fact that they had been healing internally. Now, this moon we're having on the 11th is a masculine energy, but they're moving into the magician energy. They're following their intuition. They're getting a lot of psychic downloads, but they do feel you. And it is this almost like it either happens to you, for you, or you have to choose. It's the 3 laws of the universe. This is coming up very soon. Juno is going direct on the 2nd of August, ready for the Lionsgate portal. So this is really moving all of us collectively in the twin flame path into alignment for this reunion energy. Now, I'm seeing as though they're looking to the past and they're feeling there were circumstances in their life where they felt they couldn't really own their power, they couldn't match your vibration, they were really struggling in this rebirth, and they're reflecting back to the time they had with you and where certain instances in the journey it wasn't successful and due to why. I do feel that they were, they're mad at themselves for it, but they also knew their limitations. They did want the rebirth with it. But they also feel by doing such and moving into avoidance and not meeting you at your level, which is hard. You know, when we're spiritually ascending, we can't always match each other's vibration. There was a blockage in their life, but they're having a lot of regrets to do with it. They're wishing that they did allow for this brand new beginning with you, but they do feel to a degree they actually blocked it. They're looking back and they feel that at the moment in that rebirth and some of the things that they're needing to really let go of that don't resonate with them. Sending mixed signals, and you know, they know that this is why the rebirth hasn't happened. They also know why you know, it won't be successful, and it has caused confusion, especially if there is a third party energy. So they do feel by doing such, it has created a lot of mess, and it really, they're even thinking potentially because of their previous actions, you may not want them back. It's a little bit like, how could you explain it? Crying wolf. That's kind of the analogy they're giving me. This is moving to the past position, so that is a positive thing, and I do feel there's an element of healing between both parties. But definitely they're looking at the fact that maybe if they had been a bit more direct in their communication, things wouldn't have got to where they were, but they were as confused as you, so it has created the catalyst of karmic energies. This is really heavily on their mind. And they, you know, they're, for some, they're kind of feeling like, how have you forgiven me? How after such, you know, can you forgive me? Could you forgive me? Because they do feel it's almost like a lost opportunity. Okay, I've really mucked up. How would I balance that back? How would I bring this into, you know, I've lost this person. How could we ever come back from this? I kind of feel like the art of appreciation, again, they're being critical towards themselves. And through it, it feels like logically, what they're trying to say is initially they didn't know. They felt something, they weren't sure. They didn't know how it would go. They didn't know if both parties were on the same page. Yes, with that confusion, they mirrored that back to you, which created more drama. But in the meantime, it's like logic 360. They're kind of looking at it going, I wish I had understood if I had actually worked for this could have been incredibly successful. So in their mind, they do know. They did think a third party energy was this, but it was the polar opposite. It was a place in which it completely mirrored them. It was exactly the same as where they were at due to the fact they were unable to ascend at that point. They were going through an element of healing. So what they directly attracted was the same vibration. I do feel it's almost like they do feel as though maybe you won't take them back. They're really seeing the light. They're really seeing how very important you are. They don't understand how you bounce back. They don't understand how you're able to keep balanced and loving and forgiving. And they really did feel that you deserved much better than this. They did always want to meet you at that level, but they do see the deceit of what they're playing. I do feel for some of them, at the moment, they're really putting themselves, and I always call it from a spiritual point of view, and it's not that we're good or bad people. It's just when we are really confused, it's stepping back from distractions to almost put ourselves in the naughty corner and say, hey, we're juggling here. We're juggling ways this can go. I have too much going on. A process of elimination from the Capricorn moon to the new moon in Cancer. How do I correct this? I need to make a decision. Okay? This is distracting because clearly where they're at, they're not happy. It's lacking. They do know what they are wanting, and they also know you're in your empowerment. But there's one thing they need to leave behind, which either is a memory of an old situation or a third-party energy. Because they do feel you're coming through very strongly in their aura, and you're either at a high vibe energy or you're physically over living in that vibration. Okay? Now in their heart, they do feel that you have had enough of the toxicity. I'll just say. All right. You've had enough. You're leaving it in the past. You're not dancing with the devil. You've purged that element of codependency. They do feel that when they contact you, the way they were reacting before, they always knew you would never do that forever. They always knew that. But they did feel as though they tested it, but they ultimately knew that the person they attracted in the past also wasn't as strong as you. It's funny because they're having a revelation of this behavior of the past, and they also feel that it's not who they were. It was their shadow energy, but it's not who they are to the core. I think what they didn't understand was what to fight for and what not to. Okay? And there's something coming up with the masculines at the moment that is really, it's helping them move through the awakening. What do I mean by that? I'm seeing that, how do I explain it? My guides they're giving me a lot of information here. Okay, through their awakening, because we've got God of Awakening. When we know better, we do better, but sometimes we need 3D circumstances to happen so that we can have the art of appreciation, so that a pattern is broken. Now, I do feel through these circumstances, you're not relating and reacting to them in the same way that a karmic does. They are having to now really assess, well, biologically and psychologically they're fighting for something that is completely over. What needs to go? What needs to go? I do feel they're looking in the heart. They know that habits and patterns are needing to go. Behavior is changing. That of what they were fighting for or trying to connect and make peace with, they don't feel it's worth fighting for anymore. They feel it has to go. They also feel in order to have a reconciliation or even communication with you, they can't be projecting the blame onto you, because there is a very separate subject here. And it's like they are in it, but not of it. And that's really when the person has actually acknowledged in their mind that they're unhappy in a circumstance, that they need to shift circumstances around in their life. And they do know that they need to find the happiness in them in order to give it to you. But they're definitely really, really looking at this going, wow, okay, due to all my confusion, due to my miscommunication and my actions, I've got myself in this situation. Now I have to tap into my emotions, bring these things up, own them, and take my power back. At the moment, it's funny because we've got tune out and distractions, and I feel that's very temporary, and I really feel maximum a week, I do feel there's going to be movement and change. I feel it's really peaking, this miscommunication. I do feel, feminines, you guys are actually going to have some information given to you about the reason why there has been a delay and resistance to change in this circumstance. But there has been a misunderstanding. I do feel it's coming to be cleared up. But there has been something in the mix that you have misunderstood. And how do I put this? I do feel it's a revelation that they are having, that by their behaviours, somehow they have sent you a different message to what they were trying to. And it's almost like taking offense to things, being very vibrationally out of alignment. And so the sensitivity is there. The projection is there. I feel that settling down and the clearing of the air is coming. I also feel they also logically know that this can't be the goal. They need to actually step back, sort it out, pull it down, move it about, which the new moon in Cancer is really helping. And for divine masculines, this is very much connecting to their value systems. What is that foundation? You know, is it their routine? Is it their home environment? Really tuning out and going, right, I need to level up. I need to deal with this. I need to address it so that I don't get hurt and nobody else gets hurt. And it's funny because I'm saying the Sage, you know, the truth of the matter is, this person does know who they love, but it's the guilt relating to the mess. It's odd. You know, love is not obligational. Love is a feeling, and I feel they're having a revelation. They're tuning out of the white noise. They're getting the psychic downloads with Jupiter and Pisces. And I feel they're really looking at how that spiritually means to them. I do feel the individuals they attracted were very jealous and controlling. And I do feel by you actually shifting about, sometimes they saw that in you, but they also see the gentleness and the innocence and how you very lightly will transform through those things, but you don't relate in the same fashion. So they are seeing the ugly side of this scenario as well as the light side. Okay. Completely the foundation of how they see it is, which we will get into the extension, they do feel they have to make a decision. So in the extension, we're going to go into, you know, what steps they're going to take, but also what this new beginning is going to be. Because what they're looking at in their foundation, stay tuned for the snippet, and you'll see. Okay, so what they are saying is, number one, they do feel they need to choose. Now, this is making peace with the past. This is becoming aligned where they have to tune out, deal, address these areas. Know that this isn't moving forward. This will make Divine Feminine very cross if it continues. They're owning their power. They're moving forward. They do have to leave something behind in order to move forward, to have a new beginning. Closing one door to have a brand new one. What are they going to do? Come join us on the Members Hub. Thanks for joining YILDIZ Readings 5D. If you do want to come through and get the extension, it is in the Members Hub, and the extensions are at the top level. At the bottom level, the first level, we have the Twin Flame coaching twice a month. The second level, we have all the content pre-released, and the top level, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus, you get the extension. So yes, there's heaps to come. And on the website at the moment, we have webinars. We're going to be having the Lionsgate portal, Aries and Chiron, Juno moving direct, which will impact the Twin Flame path, and I do have specials up. So come through, subscribe and join, or I will see you live every Friday. Take care, guys.